ओम ज्ञानम तिमिरंधस्य ज्ञानांजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वरूपं कदा मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणरघुनाथं तं सजीवं साधुवेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णं चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखावितं च। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवती पासुदेश तारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधाकांत नमस्ते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनुष्का माता जी
जी पढ़ रहे। हरे कृष्णा। हाउ शुड वी प्रे? तत्ते अनुकंपम सुसमिका मक्षमना। My dear Lord, it is your great mercy that I have been put into this dangerous position. That is the viewpoint of a devotee. He doesn't regard danger as danger. Rather, he thinks it is Krishna's mercy. What kind of mercy? Bhujana evatma kartam vipakam. Because of my past activities, I was meant to suffer very much, but you are mitigating that suffering and giving me only a little. In other words, by the grace of Krishna, a devotee may receive only token punishment.
Yes, Kanak. Kanak.
In court, an important man is sometimes found to be a culprit, and the judge may be able to fine him $100,000 and know that the man can pay it. But he may tell the man, "You just give 1 cent." That is also punishment, but it is greatly minimized. Similarly, we have to suffer for our past deeds. That is a fact, and we cannot avoid it. But कर्माणि निर्धायति किंतु च भक्ति भजम Brahma Samhita 5.54. The sufferings of those who engage in devotional service in Krishna consciousness are minimized. For example, one may have been destined to be killed, but instead of being killed with a knife, he may instead get some little cut on his finger. In this way, for those who engage in devotional service, the reactions of past activities are minimized. Lord Krishna assures his devotees, Aham tuam sarva papebhyo mokshavyami. I shall give you protection from the reactions of sinful life. So even if a devotee has a history of very grievous criminal activities behind him, instead of being killed, he may only get a little cut on his finger. Why then should a devotee fear danger?
Yes, Naveen Truji.
Yes. अरे भाई शाम को जाओ यार. We should simply depend on Krishna consciousness, because if we live Krishna consciously under all circumstances, we shall not return to this material world. Apanur bhava darshanam. If we repeatedly think of Krishna, see Krishna, read of Krishna, work for Krishna, and somehow or other remain in Krishna consciousness, we benefit in such a way that we shall be saved from taking birth again in the material world. That is true benefit. But if we become a little comfortable because of other materialistic engagements and we forget Krishna and have to take birth again, then what is the benefit? What is our benefit? We should be very careful about this. We should act in such a way that our Krishna consciousness can under no circumstances be disturbed. Even that is the instruction of Kunti.
Which is the Shapta Guru.
Yes, Prabhuji. Before winning the battle of Kurukshetra, all the Pandavas were put into many dangers. As already described in the previous sources, they were given poison. They were put into a house of black that was later set afire, and sometimes they were even confronted with great man-eating demons. They lost their kingdom, they lost their wife, they lost their prestige, and they were exiled to the forest. But throughout all those dangers, Krishna was there. When the Kauravas were trying to strip Draupadi naked, Krishna was there supplying cloth to protect her honor. Krishna was always there.
Therefore, when the Pandavas went to see their grandfather Bhishma Dev on his deathbed, Bhishma Dev began to cry. These boys, my grandsons, are all very pious, he said. Maharaj Yudhishthira, the oldest of the brothers, is the most pious person. He is even called Dharmaraj, the king of religion. Bhima and Arjuna are both devotees and they are such powerful heroes that they can kill thousands of men. Their wife Draupadi is directly the goddess of fortune. It has been enjoined that wherever she is, there will be no scarcity of food. Thus, they all form a wonderful combination, and moreover, Lord Krishna is always with them. But still, they are suffering. Thus, he began to cry, saying, I do not know what is Krishna's arrangement because such pious devotees are also suffering. Yes, Anushka Matri.
Therefore, we should not think, because I have become a devotee, there will be no danger or suffering. Prahlad Maharaj suffered greatly, and so did other devotees like the Pandavas and Haridas Thakur. But we should not be disturbed by such sufferings. We must have firm faith, firm conviction, knowing Krishna is present and he will give me protection. Don't try to take benefit of any shelter other than Krishna. Always take to Krishna.
In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Kantya pratijani name bhakta prasanti. My dear Anjana, you may declare to the world that my devotee is never vanquished. Now, one may ask, why did Krishna advise Arjuna to declare this? Why did he not declare himself? The answer is that if Krishna made this declaration, it may be suspect because Krishna sometimes violates his own promise, but the promise of a devotee will never be violated. This is Krishna's concern. Oh, my devotee has declared this. I must see that this word is kept. This is Krishna's position because of his affection for his devotee. Therefore, Lord Krishna said, you declare it. If I declare it, people may not believe it. But if you declare it, they will believe you because you are a devotee. Even though Krishna may break his own promise, he wants to see that the promises of his devotees are fulfilled.
Yes, Naveen Project.
Therefore, we must take to Krishna consciousness and adhere to this consciousness under all circumstances, even in the most dangerous position. We must keep our faith in Krishna's lotus feet, and then there will be no danger. Hari Bol.
Hari Hari. Moving to the next. Decreasing the favor of
Prabhuji,
illusion.
sorry, can you go back? Can I read that again?
Yeah, sure, Prabhu, please.
We must take to Krishna consciousness and adhere to this consciousness under all circumstances, even in the most dangerous position. We must keep our faith in Krishna's lotus feet, and then there will be no danger. Yeah. Hari Bol.
Yes, His Grace, the Sutta Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Janmeshwara Shritase Bhete Dhaman Madhapaman Nevar Te Adhithatun Vai Tomakinchana Kaucharam. My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is not one who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and godly beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. Bhagavatam 1.8.26. Should I read more, Ruby?
Yeah, please, sure, please.
Okay, Ruby. Being materially advanced means taking birth in the aristocratic family and possessing great wealth, an education and attractive personal beauty. All materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. But the result is that by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly. O Govinda, O Krishna. It is said in the Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sins that he is unable to commit. Such is the power of uttering the holy name of the Lord. There is not the least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency, but there is a quality to such utterance also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so successful. A materially puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he isn't capable of uttering the name in quality. Therefore, the four principles of material advancement, namely high parentage, good wealth, high education, and attractive beauty, are so to speak disqualifications for progress on the path of spiritual advancement. The material coverage of the pure spirit soul is an external feature. As much as fever is an external feature of the unhealthy body, the general process is to decrease the degree of the fever, not to aggravate it by maltreatment. Sometimes it is seen that a spiritually advanced person becomes materially impoverished. This is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign as much as the falling of temperature is a good sign. The principle of life should be to decrease the degree of material intoxication, which leads one to be more and more illusion about the aim of life. Grossly illusioned person are quite unfit for entrance into the kingdom of God.
In one sense, of course, material opulences are God's grace. To take birth in a very aristocratic family or nation like America, to be very rich, to be advanced in knowledge and education, and to be endowed with beauty are gifts of pious activities. A rich man attracts attention of others, where the poor man does not. An educated man attracts attention, but a fool attracts no attention at all. Materially, therefore, such opulences are very beneficial, but when a person is materially opulent in this way, he becomes intoxicated. Oh, I am a rich man, I am an educated man, I have money.
One who thinks wine will become intoxicated and may think that he is flying in the sky or that he has gone to heaven. These are the effects of intoxication. But an intoxicated person does not know that all these dreams are within the limits of time and will therefore come to an end. Because he is unaware that these dreams will not continue, he he is said to be in illusion. Similarly, one is intoxicated by thinking, I am very rich, I am very educated and beautiful, and I have taken birth in an aristocratic family in a great nation. That's all right, but how long will these advantages exist? Suppose one is an American and is also rich, beautiful, and advanced in knowledge. One may be proud of all this, but how long will this intoxication exist? As soon as the body is finished, it will all be finished, just like the intoxicated dreams of a person who has been drinking.
These streams are on the platform, the egoistic platform, and the bodily platform. But I am not the body. The gross body and the subtle body are different from my actual self. The gross body is made of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And the subtle body is made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. But being is transferred to these eight elements as the inferior energy of God.
Yes, Naveen Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, sorry, Babuji. Even if one is mentally very advanced, he does not know that he is under the influence of the inferior energy. Just as an intoxicated person does not know what condition he is in. Opulence, therefore, places one in a position of intoxication. Wow. We are already intoxicated, and modern civilization aims at increasing our intoxication. In truth, we should become free from this intoxication, but modern civilization aims at increasing it so that we may become more and more intoxicated and go to hell.
Kunti Devi says that those who are intoxicated in this way cannot feelingly address the Lord. They cannot feelingly say Jai Radha Mother, all glories to Radha and Krishna. They have lost their spiritual feeling. They cannot feelingly address the Lord because they do not have knowledge. Oh God is for the poor man, they think. The poor do not have sufficient to let them go to the church and pray, oh God, give us our daily bread. But I have enough bread. Why should I go to the church? This is their opinion.
Nowadays, therefore, because we are in a time of economic prosperity, no one is interested in going to the churches or temple. What is this nonsense people think? Why should I go to the church to ask for a bread? We shall develop our economic condition and then there will be sufficient supply of bread. In communist countries, this mentality is especially prevalent. The communists may make propaganda in the villages by asking people to go to church and pray for bread. So the innocent people pray as usual. Oh God, give us daily bread. When the people come out of the church, the communists ask, have you gotten the bread? No, sir. They reply, all right. The communists say, ask us. Then the people say, oh, communist friends, give us bread. The communist friend, of course, have brought a whole truckload of bread and they say, take as much as you like. Now, who is better, the communist or your God?
Because the people are not very intelligent, they reply, oh, you are better. They don't have the intelligence to inquire, you rascals, where from have you brought this bread? Have you manufactured it in your factory? Can you manufacture grains? Because they are Shudras, people who have very little intelligence, they don't ask these questions. A Brahman, however, one who is advanced in intelligence will immediately inquire, you rascals, where from have you brought this bread? You cannot manufacture bread. You have simply taken the wheat given by God and transformed it. But this does not mean that it has become your property.
Simply transforming one thing into something else does not make the final product one's own property. For example, if I give a carpenter some wood, some tools, and a salary, and he makes a very beautiful closet, to whom will the closet belong? To the carpenter or to me? The person who has supplied the ingredients, the carpenter cannot say, because I have transformed this wood into such a nice closet, it is mine. Similarly, we should say to atheist men like the communist who is supplying the ingredients for your bread. You rascal, it is all coming from Krishna. In Gita, Krishna says, the elements of this material creation are all my property. You have not created the sea, the land, the sky, the fire, or the air. These are not your creations. You may mix and transform these material things. You may take earth from the land and water from the sea, mix them and put them in a fire to make bricks. And then you may pile up all these bricks to make a skyscraper and claim that the skyscraper is yours. But where did you get the ingredients for the skyscraper? You rascal, you have stolen the property of God. And now you're claiming that this is your property. This is knowledge.
Unfortunately, Unfortunately, those who are intoxicated cannot understand this. They think we have taken this land of America from the Red Indians and now it is our property. They do not know that they are thieves. The Bhagavad Gita clearly says that one who takes the property of God and claims it is as his own is a thief. Stena eva shaha.
The devotee of Krishna therefore have their own form of communism. According to Krishna conscious communism, everything belongs to God, just as the Russian and Chinese communists think that everything belongs to the To the state, we think that everything belongs to God. This is merely an extension of the same philosophy. And to understand it, one Guruji simply needs a little intelligence. Why should one think that his state belongs to only a small number of people? In fact, this is all the property of God, and every living entity has a right to use this property because every living being is a child of God, who is the Supreme Father. In Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Lord Krishna says, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya, Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed giving father of all living entities. In whatever forms they may live, all living entities are my sons.
We living entities are all sons of God. But we have forgotten this, and therefore we are fighting. In a happy family, all the sons know. Father is supplying food to us all. We are brothers, so why should we fight? Similarly, if we become God consciousness, Krishna conscious, the fighting in the world will come to an end. I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm Russian, I'm Chinese. All these nonsensical designations will be finished. The Krishna consciousness movement is so purifying that as soon as people become Krishna conscious, their political and national fighting will immediately be over because they will come to their real consciousness and understand that everything belongs to God. The children in a family all have the right to accept privileges from the Father. Similarly, if everyone is a part and parcel of God, if everyone is a child of God, then everyone has the right to use the property of the Father. That right does not belong only to the human beings. Rather, according to Bhagavad Gita, the right belongs to all living entities regardless of whether they are in the bodies of human beings, animal, trees, birds, beasts, insects, or whatever. That is Krishna consciousness.
In Krishna consciousness, we do not think my brother is good and I am good, and but all others are bad. This is the kind of narrow, crippled consciousness we reject. Rather, in Krishna consciousness, we look equally toward all living entities. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 5.18, Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavi Hastini Ashni Shuni Chev Swapake Cha Pandita Sama Darshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, outcast.
One who is Pandit, one who is learned, sees all living entities to be on an equal level. Therefore, because a Vaishnava or devotee is learned, he is compassionate. Lokanam hita karinao. And he can work in such a way as to actually benefit humanity. A Vaishnava feels and actually sees that all living entities are part and parcel of God, and that somehow or other they have fallen into contact with this material world and have assumed different types of bodies according to different karma.
Those who are learned Pandita do not discriminate. They do not so. This is an animal, so it should be sent to the slaughterhouse so that a man may eat it. No, why should the animals be slaughtered? A person who is actually Krishna conscious is a kind to everyone. Therefore, one one tenet of our philosophy is no meat eating. Of course, people may not accept this. They will say, "Oh, what is this nonsense? Meat is our food. Why should we not eat it? Because they are intoxicated rascals. E dhamana madaha. They will not hear the real facts. But just consider, if a poor man is lying helpless in the street, can I kill him? Will the state excuse me? I may say, I have only killed a poor man. There was no need for him in society. Why should such a person live? But will the state excuse me? Will the authorities say, you have done very nice work? No, the poor man is also a citizen of the state, and the state cannot allow him to be killed. Now, why not expand this philosophy? The trees, the birds, and the beasts are also sons of God. If one kills them, one is as guilty as a one who kills a poor man on the street. In God's eyes, or even in vision of a learned man, there is no discrimination between poor and rich, black and white. No, every living entity is part and parcel of God. And because the Vaishnava sees this, he is only true benefactor of all living entities.
A Vaishnava tries to elevate all living beings to a platform of Krishna consciousness. A Vaishnava does not say there is an Indian and there is an American. Someone once asked me, why have you come to America? But why should I not come? I am servant of God, and this is the kingdom of God. So why should I not come? To hinder the movement of a devotee is artificial, and one who does so commits a sinful act. Uh, One who does so commits a sinful act, just as policemen may enter a house without trespassing. The servant has the right to go anywhere because everything belongs to God. We have to see things in this way as they are. That is Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Dhananjay Prabhuji.
Now Kunti Devi says that those who are increasing their own intoxication cannot become Krishna conscious. A fully intoxicated person may talk nonsense and he may be told, my dear brother, you are talking nonsense. Just see, here is your father, here is your mother. But because he is intoxicated, he will not understand, nor will he even care to understand. Similarly, if a devotee tries to show materially intoxicated rascal, here is God, the rascal will not able to understand it.
Okay, so it's 7:28. Prabhuji, can we stop it? Naveen Prabhuji.
I think yes, Prabhuji. You can stop, and if anybody has any questions or anything want to share, just feel free.
Oh, yes, anyone want to share anything? ओके मतलब मेरे को एक चीज इसमें बार बार आता है प्रभु जी, आई वांट टू शेयर समथिंग कि सर धर्मान परित्यज्य वाला आता है कि हम तुम सर पापे भी मोक्षी स्वामी मां सचा। भगवान कहते हैं कि मैं तुम्हारे सारे पापों से मतलब मैं मुक्त कर दूंगा, बट उसमें भी भगवान मतलब मैं ऐसा अभी अभी ऐसा हिट करा कि भगवान सिर्फ पापों से मुक्त कर रहे हैं, बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट ही इज गिविंग अस द लव द लव दैट वी नीड फ्रॉम कृष्णा। सो आई थिंक मेरे को लगता है कि हाँ मतलब अगर हम सरेंडर करते हैं तो डेट इज वो एक लेवल है, उसके बाद वी नीड टू हैंडल द भक्ति विद वेरी केयर। हमें कृष्ण को मतलब बहुत प्रेम से भक्ति देनी पड़ेगी, जैसे वो कहते हैं कि ऑफर भी करो तो बहुत प्रेम से करो। तो सरेंडर इज डिफरेंट थिंग और उसके बाद उसमें प्रेम ऐड करना वो डिफरेंट थिंग, तो शायद भगवान का प्रेम मिलेगा। तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि उसमें भगवान सिर्फ ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि मैं आपको पापों से मुक्त कर दूंगा, बट लेकिन
नहीं, इसमें थोड़ा सा आई थिंक आप जो बोल रहे हो आप वी कैन क्लैरिफाई थोड़ा सा, मुझे मेंटल स्पेकुलेशन, क्योंकि इसमें ये भी एक बात बोल सकते हैं कि भगवान कह रहे हैं कि जैसे अर्जुन ने वहां पर इतने लोगों को मारा, राइट, लेकिन भगवान के प्लेजर के लिए मारा, भगवान कहने पे मारा, राइट, तो वो कोई पाप। अब मारा तो हनुमान जी ने भी जाके लंका में मारा, आग लगा, है ना। एक पर्सपेक्टिव से देखा जाए मटेरियली तो फिर तो कर्मा का रिएक्शन आना चाहिए, लेकिन वहां पर कोई कर्मा नहीं लग रहा है, क्योंकि वो भगवान की सेवा में भगवान के पुलिस की उसके लिए किया है। इसी प्रकार महाराज जनक है, महाराज जनक तो केवल ऐश्वर्य उसमें ही रहे हमेशा, उनका जीवन देखो कि महाराज जनक तो मतलब ये डिवोटी है क्या, इतना वैभव, इतना ऐश्वर्य और भोग विलास, लेकिन वो हमेशा भगवान के में ही सदे रहता है। तो थिंक वहाँ वो थोड़ा सा और समझने की जरूरत है।
लेकिन जैसे विदुर 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 जी को जो प्रेम मिला, सुदामा को मिला, शबरी को मिला, वैसा प्रेम मतलब वो भगवान रेसिप्रोकेट उस लेवल पे जाके किए। अब जैसे तो मतलब यशोदा वो सारे देव की माता जी और वो वसुदेव जी थे, उनसे उनसे भगवान ने जन्म लिया। लेकिन जो बचपन की किलकारियां होती हैं और वो जो प्रेम होता है वो यशोदा मैया और नंद महाराज को मिला। तो मतलब दोनों सरेंडर दोनों नहीं करा होगा, यशोदा मैया ने भी पिछले जन्मों में और देवकी माता ने भी करा होगा, बट वो लेवल ऑफ रेसिप्रोकेशन था, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि यशोदा मैया को ज्यादा मिला। तो मतलब
बट उसमें यही बोल सकते हो कि उसका सेपरेशन होना कितना टाइम मिला, वो तो 12 साल के या 11 साल की उम्र के तो छोड़ के चले गए थे, फिर वापस आए कहाँ, उसके बाद तो वो अपने उनके पास रहे, तो कितना फिर
वो द्वारका चले गए।
हाँ, तो वो थोड़ा सा डीप टॉपिक है, बट यस आई थिंक इतना क्लैरिफाई नहीं कर पाऊंगा, बट डेफिनेटली इट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन यू आस्क्ड। लेकिन आपका जो उसमें थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, मुझे उसमें थोड़ा सा मेंटल स्पेकुलेशन लग रहा है, तो आप उसे क्लैरिफाई करिए।
यस यस प्रभु, यस।
और बाकी और भी कोई अगर ऐड करना चाहे तो प्लीज फील फ्री।
प्लीज।
Okay, I guess nobody has anything to share, then we can stop.
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. And anyone wants to add anything else? Okay, Prabhuji. Okay. We can stop, Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatru vescha kripa sindhu eva chapaditram pavane viveshne penamona Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for joining, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari. Jai Srila Prabhupada.